Welcome to the Experimental Aircraft Channel podcast and video podcast series. Watch on YouTube under EAC Aviation Podcasts or on iTunes, Podbean, or GooglePlay by searching Experimental Aircraft Channel. Here we talk about aviation in the form of experimental, light sport, and ultralight aircraft. Let's dive right into the interview.
Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to sort of a special non-live but pre-recorded edition here of Experimental Aircraft Channel, here with Doug Jackson out of Texas, and he has started, along with a couple other people, the National STOL series, and we get to have an actual event to go to in Florida this year, a big event, in fact. As we all know, Sun and Fun, unfortunately, was canceled March, April. A lot of things were canceled this year, but it looks like for an early Christmas present, we get to go to Lakeland, Florida and see Doug Jackson and his crew December 3rd and 4th. Doug, tell us a little bit about what's going on with your National STOL Series and Sun and Fun in Lakeland, Florida.
Well, I think as everyone knows, through either good luck or bad luck or whatever you call it, we were the last aviation event to be held in the United States with the Lone Star STOL back in March, and then the COVID hit and all the lockdowns hit. And as fate would have it, and by no design, looks like we're going to be the first event coming out of it, other than some smaller stuff and some drive-in air shows. But as far as pilots coming in and being able to interact with the vendors and the contestants and all that stuff, we're going to be doing this again, and we're very excited. We were approached by Sun and Fun and Greg Gibson specifically back in the spring, and talks began, and then we tabled it and because of the COVID, and we looked at several dates. First started out, thinking first year in October, and then we pushed it back to December. And December looks like it's going to be an awesome time of the year. Temps down there are awesome that time of year. I think they're talking lows in the upper 50s, lower 60s, and highs in the upper 70s. And so,
yeah, it's flying season here in Florida.
yeah. So
get rid of some of those thermals.
Judging from the turnout or the responses we're getting for early camping, I think Greg mentioned they had already sold out a month ago. They had already sold over $10,000 in early camping registrations, awesome. And a lot of those were from Texas.
Wow.
So I think your people are. They're tired of being climbed up, and they want to come to a place where they don't feel like they're going to be chastised. And obviously, Florida's with Rick DeSantis and the governor there is opening this up, and so
yeah, DeSantis has definitely opened up things recently, and our numbers are good and getting better. And this is obviously an outdoor event. We've got plenty of sunshine, UV rays, so it should be a very healthy and fun event, right?
Well, sure. Yeah, we can social distance there and still have a fantastic time.
So tell me, what does the schedule look like? I understand that the actual show is December 3rd and 4th. It's probably an early arrival practice. Explain, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, so this is the first time for us that we are part of another event. We are the headliner for this, what's called the Holiday Fly-In, Holiday Festival Fly-In and Car Show.
Okay.
It'll be held on the Lakeland campus there, or on the Sun and Fun campus at Lakeland. Lakeland is 100% behind it. There's going to be a car show. There's going to be a night air show. We've got some fantastic news. I don't know if everyone's seen it yet, but the Air Force is sending the F-22 Raptor.
Awesome. We got some thunder out there during the show.
Yeah, we're going to have some loud noises, and everybody loves the F-22. They can rattle the air. We've got a couple of special guests going to be coming. I think I can tell one of them is Michael Goulian's going to be coming. I don't know if Michael will be flying or just be talking to people and shaking hands. AOPA is going to be hosting a town hall where we'll have Jack Pelton and Mark Baker, and you'll have to edit this later, but the president of Sun and Fun.
Okay. So this is not the full Sun and Fun week as we know it. This is more like a shorter version. It's a 2-day event. So again, what does it look like on the third and fourth is the event? People probably
Yeah,
arrive on the 2nd. What does it look like for you then the practice and rolling into the different?
yeah. So
Hey, before we get too deep into this, let me thank our sponsors that make all of this possible. Great companies like Airworks, AirTech Coatings, Acme Aero, Clemens Insurance Agency, STOL Creek Aviation. So take a moment after this video to say hello to all of them, and remember to check out the affiliate links in the description below. And remember, just build it. Let's get back to it.
as far as we are concerned, early arrivals can come in on Thursday.
Okay.
Don't know that we can open it up for practice Thursday. Since we're going to have a waiver for this event, that's still up in the air. But everyone is definitely encouraged to arrive on Thursday, get a feel for the land, look over the field, which is going to be simply awesome.
This is going to be held at the light sport airfield or ultralight field, correct?
Yeah, what they call the
Okay.
Paradise City down in the south end.
Paradise City runway. Good. Okay.
We have an amazing control system or control tower they're setting up, and I will send that to you. Anyway, it's a 3-story, has an air boss up on top, and then a VIP area in the middle, and then command control room in the bottom for all of our TV guys. And that'll be
Nice.
set up out there at the field, and so that'll be something special for our top level sponsors. They'll
Now,
have
is this going to
access
be filmed, broadcasted live like your Gainesville show, or is this going to be a replay, or how's that going to
Nope,
happen?
this will be broadcast live through Live Air Show TV. So we're going to a new format. Friday afternoon will be our preliminaries. We're limiting to 125 pilots, and all, assuming that we fill up, all 125 will fly a minimum of 2 and possibly 3 rounds on Friday.
Okay.
The top 6 from each class will advance to the finals. And the finals will be our live show on Saturday afternoon. It'll run about 2 hours.
Wow.
So
That's squeezing a lot into 2 hours, huh?
Well, you're only looking at 5 classes, so 30 pilots flying.
Got it.
So that'll actually be a fairly relaxed schedule, believe it or
Yeah.
not.
Friday, the air will be full of airplanes, but
Friday will be full, and everyone will get their chance to be on the air Friday because we will live stream that.
okay.
We will have a stream going constantly, but the last round we'll have Jughead out there talking to everyone.
He's a really good announcer, isn't he? I remember watching him pace back and forth and talking pretty much the entire, what was it, 5 hours?
5 hours. Yeah, he's awesome. And we're going to have him in a booth this time.
So Jughead, if you're listening and watching, good job.
Yeah, Jughead is amazing. And we're going to tie him up in a booth for part of this. I haven't told him that yet, so sorry about that, Jughead. We're going to let him out on the field for some, and we're going to have a color commentator with him also.
Okay.
We've got some really exciting technology that we're bringing in this year. We just signed the contract yesterday on some of this, and so I can share it. We will have a laser beam finish line.
Okay. Wow.
So it takes the eye out of it. If you break the beam, you scratch.
Got it.
That'll be about 1 to 2 inches off the ground at the start of the finish line. In addition to that, we're close to getting this done, where we're using a LiDAR measuring device, similar to what track and field uses. And to the commoner, it would look like a couple of surveyors out there. There'll be a guy with a transit-looking device at the start line.
Okay.
And there'll be another spotter down on the other end, or measure rather. So your spotters, they will mark the stopping distance or the takeoff distance with a pole. He will run out and put his pole on their pole, just like the first down markers that you see on a football field.
Okay.
When he points his pole, his reflective pole back to the operator, it will instantaneously give him a reading down to, I think it's like 1/100th of an inch.
So this will keep you from having to have so many people running the line like at Gainesville initially, correct?
Yeah, we'll still have those spotters for backup in case
Okay.
this fails,
Got it.
but they will be on the far side of the field away from the spectators, not blocking their view. So the spectators this year are going to have a full, clear view.
Excellent. Excellent.
And so we're trying, we took feedback from what people told us before and trying to fix those issues. But our biggest thing is we want to bring technology into this sport. And it's a fairly large investment from our part, but we think it'll pay off in the long run.
Excellent. Looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, and the other thing we're going to have, it'll be on a limited basis on this first event, more of in a testing beta system, but we're going to have live in-ship or in-plane cameras.
Okay.
Similar to what you saw with Red Bull, but not quite that sophisticated. So they'll be able to see the pilot. They'll be able to see, my understanding is they'll be able to see the pilot and the pilot's view.
See if we can take advantage of the GoPro Wi-Fi systems I've got now, or something similar.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit different technology, but it's a company that specializes in this technology, and we've been in talks with them and trying to get the cost down to something that's more reasonable. But we'll have it in maybe not every airplane, but at least say the top 2 of each class at the very least.
Well, that'll add another dynamic to it, right? So you're as a spectator on the sideline, you'll see one thing, and then later on, if you want to go watch the replay, you'll actually get to see more because of the in-cockpit and the camera switches going on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and hopefully at some point we'll have a big screen out here on these events, where they can see the big screen also for the replays and stuff.
That'd be epic. So
and that'll come.
We got a few people you mentioned off camera that are already signed up. I'll just run through just a few that you mentioned. Joe Dory Pops.
Pop Stories signed up.
Don Lamont.
Don, he's my local buddy here in town and flies a Husky.
Doug Smith.
Yeah.
John Humbard.
John Humbard is our Zenith guy. And John, if
he's showing up everywhere, isn't he?
On social media, he's a character.
Yeah, he's showing up everywhere. Steve Henry may come.
I've talked to Steve personally, and Steve, we're pressuring you, so we're throwing out the gauntlet here.
Peer pressure.
So, yeah.
Drive all the way across the United States to come hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple, Jim Crane, I believe, is signed up. Unfortunately, we're probably not going to get our favorite guy out of Canada to come down. It's just too far for him to make it down. Mine just went blank.
Dan Reynolds.
Dan Reynolds, yeah, I love Dan, but
in the Northwest
it's
Territories.
A long run down the
yeah, he's really shoot. He'd have to buy an airline ticket for his airplane or something, or put it on.
Yeah, I know. I wish
tractor trailer.
It wouldn't surprise me if Dan didn't show up anyway, just to come mag everyone on. I bet if Dan showed up, we could find him an airplane to put in.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Viking Aircraft Engines, Jan. Jan has signed up for this. He's gonna bring his Super Duty down.
Yeah.
Over.
Yeah.
Okay, John Wisdom with the Legend Aircraft.
Yeah, John will I'm sure he'll be flying the MOAC or something similar to it.
Good deal.
And then we'll have our Aviat Husky guys there. Don't know exactly who the pilots will be, but they'll be in full force, I'm sure, because they're going to be one of our major sponsors.
Good. Glad to hear you got them signed on.
And then, of course, everybody, the most exciting one, I think, is, I'll let you tell, but Acme Aero is bringing in a special guest.
Yes, I heard that as well. So if any of you have checked out hopefully a video that I did, if not, some of these other people have done, the Arkansas event that happened, Jaden Newman, a 17-year-old girl out of Colorado, came in second place within milliseconds of Steve Henry. And understand that, Acme is going to be sponsoring her to come down to compete again, because she said she wants to show up at any and every competition from here on out, from this day forward. So I guess she's going to stay true to that and show up in Lakeland.
And there you go, Steve. She's coming back, and if you're not there to defend your title, she's gonna take it. So the gauntlet has been. I threw the gauntlet in her honor. How's that?
Yeah, we're looking forward to that, because I was trying to think through this, and in Steve's defense, all right, Steve, I'm trying to defend you here. He's used to the STOL drag and these other STOL competitions, which is straight line, old-fashioned drag racing, right? And this is more of like a Formula One Grand Prix where you've got a turn here and a hairpin there and all that. And, I know he came early and he was testing, but he's got years of experience in that. And then, of course, Jaden shows up as a newbie. And there's a thing too, when you're 17 years old, you're 10 foot tall and bulletproof, right? So
Right.
there's absolutely no fear. I'm not saying that Steve, I know you're not afraid either. I'm not saying that, but there's wisdom.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, the Highlander is built for a specific purpose of STOL, right? And the Carbon Cub is as well, but they're different designs. And I think where Jaden caught up with him was in the straightaways. I think the Cub in cruise and straight is a faster airplane. So we'll see what happens here in Lakeland for sure.
Well, I just wrote it off to Steve not knowing how to turn. He's like a drag racer. He just goes straight. I love you, Steve, but we gotta give you a little crap here. You had that coming.
Yeah,
and when I talked to Steve, he was so excited about what Jaden did. He was just, he was beyond himself, as is everyone else, and so.
Yeah, I don't know if you all have seen, there was a video put out a couple years ago, and I can't think of the name of the top F1 Formula One driver, one of the top NASCAR drivers, but they swapped cars, and one's left turn, one's road course, and they each did horribly. Each did horribly. So there you go.
There you go. When you take you out of your comfort zone, that's when we learn, and that's when we get better. And that's what I loved. I hated that I missed Arkansas. I had a very unique event to go on a 10-day backcountry camping trip, so I missed it. But my phone was blowing up, and literally in the middle of my trip, Mac McSwain from Acme Aero called me, and he was just beside himself. Oh my God, you're not going to believe this little girl shows up and just kicks everyone's butt. And he starts telling me about it, and he's just complete. I put him on speakerphone. We were laughing about how excited that Matt was over that. He goes, "We're putting her in a plane, and she's going to be at your event." And so that's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good time. Birth Adventure Center. That's a great place to hang out. And I've never seen the countryside of Arkansas other than the highway. To get off the highway, it actually is quite beautiful. It kind of reminds me of the Carolinas a little bit.
Oh yeah, there's eastern Oklahoma and western Arkansas are amazing, and it's a hidden gem that nobody knows about, really.
Yeah, I was impressed. All right, well, Doug, I'm very excited for you and for an aviation event. Us, our aviation family, we get to converge on Lakeland in another month and a half, and I'll be excited to see you. Last time I saw you was at the ACCA thing for like 5 minutes. You came in is it a 421?
My 340, yeah.
340 Cessna, which is also STOL modified. You've got a couple little things on that to give you a little bit of jump off the runway, don't you?
Yeah, we did a little high performance takeoff there just to show people. I think we were off it was a hot day. We were off at about 900 feet, which is pretty impressive for a pressurized twin.
Yeah, that's like you came in just to shake hands with the Paties and say hello and bye. I
didn't even know that. Honestly, I'd heard the Paties were coming. I opened the door of my airplane and I got tackled by Mark and Mike.
Well, you're a celebrity, so you will get tackled like that.
I'm not a celebrity, but that was really cool. I thought, that Chandra and Susie walked over, and we had a nice little visit that I rarely get to have with them other than at Oshkosh when they're, just inundated. But yeah, saw a lot of the guys there that I don't get to see very often.
Yeah.
And that was a fun deal. I wish I could have hung out longer, but.
Yeah, it was a beautiful place. I didn't realize though in Kansas, there's a constant wind, like 10 to 15. So not only did I get summer, I got windburn from just being out there on the.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, good to see you. Thanks for jumping on with me just for a few minutes here and explaining what you've got going on in Lakeland, that we have something to look forward to before Christmas here in Florida. And it's going to be an exciting times out on the grass.
And then have we discussed the series for next year? I don't remember if we discussed that.
Yeah. Go ahead and tell us about what the schedule looks like for next year.
Yeah, so what we're doing is rather than go on a calendar because it compacts everything up, we're going to make this the first event for the 2021 National STOL Series.
Okay.
And then we'll be having 5 other events. The last one of those being, of course, national finals. So the way this will go is we're tentatively scheduled for somewhere around Havasu City, Arizona. That one is not nailed down, but it's getting close. We have a definite commitment to have an event in Hood River, Florida on Memorial Day weekend. So
Okay.
put that on your calendar. That'll be hosted by TAC Aero. And then, of course, Jeff Pohl and Sodbusters will be up there the week after Oshkosh. And I'm sorry, I don't know that weekend, but whatever that would be the weekend after.
Mid-July, yeah.
Yeah, and then we have one more event we're going to be doing with Acme Aero, and that will be tentatively in Statesville, North Carolina. We're nailing that down now. We want to try to get that in probably early September, unless we decide to move that to the spring. But as of right now, it would be an early September event. And then that would lead us back here to the first weekend of October. And I don't have the date in front of me, but that'll be, of course, the national finals for National STOL, and that will be the Lone Star STOL
Back in Gainesville.
back here in Gainesville, Texas, where it all started. And I've already talked to those guys. They're excited. I've prepared them to have a rather large event.
Well, that's a beautiful airport, and the accommodations there are great. You just have to pray for you to have some perfect weather, because last year is a little bit mushy.
Yeah, we got it handed to us that time, but hopefully that won't happen again. But if it does, it does. We know how to do it now. The airport manager there and his staff there, everyone there, the volunteers, people that donate their hangars. It was just it was a very humbling thing to be invited to a place. I was literally no one. No one knew who I was. I came in there making all these big promises of what we were going to do, and they just opened up their arms to us and made it a great event. It would have been nothing if it had just been me, and then that's.
It takes a lot of people to start something like that. Yeah.
It does, and now it's Tom Flannery is my partner in this deal, and Tom, and he's been amazing. Tom is the brains behind this. I'm the scatterbrain guy that flies up at 50,000 feet and throws out these crazy ideas, and it hits Tom with them, and then he takes my incoherent thoughts and gels them into this amazing event, and
yeah, I was impressed to hear that during the live stuff, he was in the truck putting the graphics in and stuff like that. I'm like, you know how to do all that stuff? And I know editing a bit. I've been doing this for a couple years, 2 years now, but there's no way I could do it on the fly instantaneously like that.
he was generating those graphics, and to the commenter like myself, that means nothing to me. I don't know how that works. But then I see the time now that Tom puts in just our graphic for our for this event, or if you haven't seen it, or if you can hopefully link that up when you put this up. That one graphic Tom spent about 12 hours on, just to give you an idea of what goes into this stuff, behind the scenes.
Sure.
And I don't think people realize that, but that graphic behind me right here, there was I can't tell how many hours of going back and forth it took to get that the way it looks. So I guess all that to be said, that there's some amazing people behind the scenes of these things that most people don't know about. And Brian Lee and Live Air Show TV, what they do is simply incredible. Brian told
you had
me
a whole team out there. I met Eric Johnston for the first time out there chasing,
and
swatting drones on the runway and stuff.
Yeah. We're going to have just, I think Live Air Show TV told me just for this event, they'll have 500 man hours
in preparation
before they get on location.
Yeah.
So this is quite I hope people appreciate the work and that goes into this. Not just from myself, because I'm, like I say, I'm more the guy that just throws out the crazy ideas. But there's an amazing team behind me of now, I don't know, 10 or 12 people, I guess at the minimum, making all this happen back there, and so that's incredible. And I absolutely could not even think about doing it without them.
Sure. Well, I'm excited for you, and at the same time, thank you for dreaming up another fun event to go to for aviation.
I love it. Yeah, I love this stuff. Everyone that knows me knows that I'm not just I'm not just a promoter. I live it. Unfortunately, I can't compete at my events anymore because it just takes up too much of my time. But uh, don't believe that I'm not sitting down there wishing I was up there with those guys, because I do.
Sure, sure. Well, I'll put a link in the description below for the Sun and Fun website and the event there, and the National STOL Series page, and the previous Gainesville show as well, if anybody wants to check that out as well. But otherwise, we'll see you all December 3rd and 4th. I think tickets are on sale now, are they not?
They are. Yeah, they're on sale on the Sun and Fun website.
So head over to the Sun and Fun page there and go ahead and buy your tickets and start making arrangements to either camp on site, which is always fun because there's lots of conversations that happen after hours with your aviation family, or check out a hotel. There's lots of hotels, obviously, in Lakeland and the surrounding areas. But yeah, we'll see you all.
Yeah,
Lakeland.
Make sure they go to the balloon lighting on Friday night and the air show, and of course, watch the Air Force do their thing. And then by all means, I think it's 10 a.m. I believe is the time when Mark and Jack and those guys will do the town hall, and we'll get to hear them talk about what they're going to. We have one more. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag yet, but we have one more event that we're going to try to squeeze in on Friday morning. I think people will be very excited to see, and it'll happen there on the STOL field too. So
cool. Okay, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Doug, we've been on here for about 20 minutes. We'll go ahead and cut it here. And again, thank you for the update and letting everybody know what's going on and what to expect. And I'll see you. I'll probably try to arrive there early myself and capture the arrival and the qualification process. So I'll see you on the field out there.